But who... Yeah, this is the verse.
4. To everyone who has will...
More be given.
4. To everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away.
Exactly, yeah. So like that...
The fuck does that mean?
The way that I perceive it is that winners win and losers lose. And again, I don't know the full context to it, but it is very interesting. But then also there's isn't it called the Matthew Principle? Pull up Matthew Principle. The 80-20 law, you know, that one. I'm pretty sure it's called the Matthew Principle. I could be wrong though. Yeah. So, like, that's, you know what I mean? But that's contradictory to the other verse in the Bible that says, rich man cannot go to heaven, or it's harder for a rich man to go to heaven than like fit a camel to the eye of a needle. But you know, now that I think about that, it does actually make sense, the second verse, because if you don't have, I don't know whose joke it is, but about Tiger Woods being actually a very loyal man, because, like, yeah, he cheated 7 times,
right,
but he got offered it like 76,000 times.
Right.
So it's harder for him than some ugly dude to be loyal, arguably. So if you're looking at it like that, a rich person, it's harder for a rich person to get to heaven because they have so much more temptation,
right,
as opposed to regular poor folk, because obviously they're gonna. So that actually kind of makes sense. You know what I mean?
This is...
Isn't that wild, though?
Well, there's more explanation to it, because the verse at itself, like... But essentially, this is saying... The disciples asked Jesus why he was teaching the crowds in parables instead of just explaining the truth in detail. And then this is where that verse comes in, but this is a different version. But it says, to you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. For to the one who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. So that's Jesus saying that when asked, why do you teach in parables? Right?
I don't get it, though.
And then this all ties into the story of the people with talents. You know, this guy was given... There's the talents. I heard an example once that was gold, but essentially it's like there's a master. He had 3 people working for him. He gave one of them 7 gold pieces. He gave another one 5 gold pieces, and he gave another one 2 gold pieces. The guy with 7 gold pieces was like, I got 7 gold pieces, I'm going to hide them because I don't want to lose it, buried them in the ground. The guy with 5 gold pieces was like, well, I don't have the most gold pieces, so I'm going to work more, use my gold that I have to get more gold pieces. He ended up making 10 by the end of it. He got 5 more gold pieces. And then the guy with 2 gold pieces, I can't remember, I don't exactly know, but essentially the point is it's like, you have these talents, use them to acquire more. You know what I mean? The 10 talents.
And that's from, like, the ethos of that is from Bible story?
Yeah. And the point is to make the most out of what God gives you.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, like, at a base value, if you were to just read that verse, and it's like, he who has will be given more, he who has not will lose even what he does.
Yeah.
Seems kind of shitty. Well, like, I wasn't given anything, so I'm just going to lose everything. That's not really the point.
And again, to clarify the point, so I'm on the same page.
Well, the point is not that if you are given nothing, you will never be able to have anything. Obviously. I don't think Jesus would say that. So I'm assuming the point is more about, are you willing to do what needs to be done to get more? even though it's not explained, but in the context
That would make sense.
of the rest of
Yeah.
Matthew. That's what would make sense. This is a Bible podcast now, by the
Bible
way.
podcast. No, but
BP.
that's interesting. Yeah. But it does seem, though, that, like, if you take the 80-20 principle, that, like, in the company that we work for, 20% of the people get 80% of the pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's actually, like, even more skewed. You know what I mean? It just is. Because there's, like, literally, like, 3 or 4 people that be making 90% of the money. Maybe not 90. But you get the point. So, but that's a fact about life, though. Like, that happens in a lot of things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, so, that's interesting. The other side to that, which if you just inverse it, which is pretty cool, is like 20% of the customers pay 80% of the profit. So then if you just shoot for that 20% and make those your only customers.
And does that continue to micro, though? You know what I mean?
I mean, with...
Now you
with,
shoot for that 20%,
I get what you're
and then
saying.
within that 20%, there's another 20%.
I think just the principle, the idea in mind, because like it does pencil out with math with the sales that we have. Like if you're like, well, I get paid 3 times as much for this one job as opposed to getting 3 jobs to make that up. So, but to your point, yeah, I think if you kept going down, I think it only
Goes so far.
You know what I mean? But it does go pretty far. You know? That's why Kanye did that Super Bowl ad last year. Was the idea of why he did it. You know how he said everything in the store is worth $20 and buy it?
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, what would people buy if they could, if everything was the same price?
Right.
It's only going to be 80% of the products. There's going to be a few products that can help way more. And then you know to manufacture those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, the storm today definitely caught me off guard. I was not expecting that.
I wasn't either.
You know what I mean? It just came out of
It
nowhere.
wasn't really a storm, but
I mean, it was blizzarding.
I suppose it was just snowing with a little bit of wind. You know what I mean?
That's a blizzard.
What do you mean? It wasn't like dumping down snow. It wasn't
No, it
like
wasn't.
you were like, oh my gosh, I'm covered in snow.
No, it wasn't wide out on the road either.
No,
Which is ridiculous. There's that many people that
It
crash.
was like a flurry.
Fair enough. Okay, good point. But it's still
Neither here nor there. We had a blizzard.
Yeah. Huh.
We're trapped in.
One thing I was thinking about, it's just weird looking at yourself so crystal clear.
Who am I?
Don't ask yourself that too many times, Doug. No, but one thing I was thinking about, just because the time and place we find ourselves in, about basically, just give you guys a little history, little backstory here.
Little backstroke?
We did a little backstroke. So you take it back to start of November. Okay, so that's a few months back.
November.
Okay, and then you go back 6 to 8 months prior from November. Okay, see this motion I'm doing right here? That was some golden times.
True.
Right? Making money, gym, doing dope stuff. You were doing cool stuff. I was doing cool stuff. Right. Come up to November, sales starts going downhill because of the holidays and it's cold. Right, we go from making $9,000 a month, consistent for 6-8 months, And then November, December, we're like literally 70% less money.
Just losing money.
Just losing money. And then we both decided to just spend more than what we were previously spending. So, and I'm setting the stage because you'll get
Why are you bringing this
Yeah.
up, man?
Well, first off,
You're trying to put me in a bad mood?
nobody, this is the thing.
You trying to make me sad?
This is the
Did you
thing.
bring me down here to cry?
This is the thing, man. Get back in the frame. Don't cry, man. It's okay. Your pain is their way out. Your mess up.
Theirs?
Theirs. Your mess up is their answer.
You're welcome.
And but how are they going to know the lesson to learn if they don't hear it from you, from your mouth? But anyways, so I'm setting the stage,
Okay.
So we did good, then we did not do good because we just kept spending, and then the sales went down at the same time, double wham. You know what I mean? And then, anyways, we ended up, paying for a Hawaii trip, which is dope, going to Hawaii. But, like, why, though, right? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, end of the day.
With what money?
With what money, okay? But then, so we're like, we got to get another job, because, like, you're in that position.
You ain't got enough money. What do you do? Get more money.
Right. So one statement about that is if you don't have as much money as you'd like, there is only one. There's two possible reasons, and either it is that you're stupid or you're lazy. It couldn't be anything else. You can't tell me any other reason. Because if you're stupid, you just don't know how. So then that covers out. That's probably like 10% of people. Because anyone could go get a normal job. Right. Basically, they hire anyone nowadays. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Even you nerds.
Even you could even get a job. But if you don't have as much money as you want, and you have free time, and you're not stupid, then you're just lazy.
Right.
So we were being lazy is the truth, if you want to put it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're still doing cool shit, but at the end of the day, being lazy. Then we got to a point where we're like, all right, well, we want to do something about it.
We don't have very much money.
No, we do something about it, right? And then the thought has just been, this is the only reason that I said that whole stuff, is because the thought has just been going around in my head, bouncing between my two ears, making me think a little bit. And it's the idea that no matter what, from literally, like at the end of the day, it's pretty much day one until you die. No one at all on earth is just going to let you win. It's not just going to happen for you. Like, if I just counted on you to, like, set up the next 6 months for me, that'd be fucking...
You'd be fucked.
I'd be fucked, you know what I mean? So anyways, I'd just be thinking, because, like, the only answer is you have to show up. And I was thinking about that because it's like, no one's going to get you a job. No one's going to make you more money. No one's going to tell you you're doing good. No, any of this bullshit until you don't need it. Because now look at all the rich people that did all the work. And they get sent free gifts, VIP tickets to hear, want to see your face at the show. Yeah, they don't need it.
Right.
So no one is going to help you at all until you don't need it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to do anything outside of the norm, you have to realize you're the only person that is going to help you. Which is flipped, obviously. Like, it'd be great if there's mentors out here just wanting to hand you a nice job.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I am talking to this dude. He lives in Southeast Asia. Cool dude. Has an Instagram channel, YouTube channel. Pretty popular on YouTube for the niche he's in. And he does HTC, high ticket closing. And he's got a mentorship group and a podcast and all this stuff. So he's like a few levels ahead of us, right? I was watching this stuff. He said on his YouTube channel, DM me if you're in a position where you have sales experience and you're wanting to get into high ticket closing. So I just paused the video right there, searched up his Instagram, DM'd him, and the motherfucker is responding. And he's basically just texting me at about 2 to 3 in the morning because he's in Southeast Asia, so I don't know what time that is, but it's probably like, normal daytime for him. And anyways, my point is that it does work if you take a step. Then stuff starts coming to you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, as soon as you take that step. So to wrap it back into what we were talking about before, I guess, you could say that to whom more will be taken, or to whoever has less, more will be taken, and to who has more will be given. The differentiating factor between those two people is one person is wanting to take action and the other person is sitting dormant. Because like, as soon as you take one action, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And one tendency that I could see that makes you be dormant, like, well, obviously, like, people know it and heard about it and talk about it, but it's like, people, and you probably done it, I've probably done it, that, like, sit and just learn about a topic, or, like, think they're moving forward by just watching podcasts or watching videos and studying a topic. And it's like, you might have a bunch of information, but you haven't taken one single step. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the special, what's it called?
Olympics?
Special Forces.
Hey, my bad. Yeah, special. Same thing. Anyways.
What even is it? Special Forces. They're what now? Okay, whatever. All I was gonna say is their motto is 3 words, and now I sound silly saying that.
One jump throw. I'm sorry.
Whatever, man. What do you got going on?
What's their motto?
Whatever.
What's their motto?
Look it up and find it out.
Dude, what is it?
That's you guys'.
I'm gonna look it up.
There you go. See him?
What is the Special Forces motto?
And now you might prove me wrong.
What is their motto?
Well, the one that I was looking for was 3 words.
Which are?
It would be pretty easy for you to see.
Okay. Let me win, but if I cannot win,
That's
let me be brave with the attempt. All right, let's see. What if Special Operations is the exact same though?
It's not the full.
To free the oppressed.
Yeah, never mind.
Same thing. You know what I mean?
Whatever, dog.
We will win.
All right, I'll tell you.
Fair place.
Is execute, execute, execute. And all that means is take action. And I say it 3 times because no one will. But since you got jokes, tell another. You know? I'm just trying to give the boys and the fellers and the gals some little knowledge that, like, even though we don't look like we have it all figured out, we definitely don't have it all figured out. You know what I mean? So you got anything? I keep going if you like. You want me to keep going?
Please.
I'm full of stuff right now.
You're
You got
full of it.
You got me fired up.
And he said earlier, just so you guys know, he said, my juices aren't flowing. You make my juices not flow. He said, my juices, where are they? And I said, I'll make your juices flow. Look at him. Juicy and flowing. Continue.
You know, there's a dynamic growing here. Growing between this side of the table and this side of the table. And I think, I don't want to say it. I can't say it. Never. I think that, I don't want to cause a riff.
Whoa.
I don't want to cause a riff.
Cause a rift, dude.
I don't want to cause a riff.
You know what? I don't think you could.
Out of the 5 fans we have, I bet 3 of them are mine. Anyways, okay, I'll keep going. So to take it back, so I was giving an explanation of how we made a little mistake, right? Because we made good money, and then we don't got nothing, right? So there's a mistake. It does make sense that if you're going through the levels of life, there's no possible way for you to get to the next level unless you learn a lesson. And there's no possible way for you to learn a lesson if you just beat yourself up for making a mistake. So if you make a mistake and you have this negative attitude about it, then you're going to be scared because you don't want to feel that negative attitude again. So if you make another mistake, you're like, well, look at you, fucking worthless piece of shit. Can't do anything right in the first place anyways.
Now you're just scared of trying.
Now you won't. Right. So to give ourselves a little grace, you do have to take what we were given as a lesson to be learned, which is that this motherfucker thinks he's got jokes. Alright, anyways.
All I'm saying is,
Special Olympic
3 of
jokes.
the fans might have been yours, but after that Special Olympic joke,
You got more? You're
Come
growing?
come on.
Alright, okay. Whatever, dog. So tell me about your... He's saying that, this guy's saying over here, even though he's a young, strapping lad, freaking, he can eat 100 grams of protein a day and gain muscle. I'm over here eating 240 grams and I'm staying the same weight. All this stuff, right? He didn't work out for X amount of time. I'll be doing it the whole time. And he's over here perfect physique, looking like he does, right? And the fans probably don't know yet, but he is dropping some OnlyFans content sooner than later. So, but all I'm getting to is, like, you're telling me that you're going to have future back problems. And I just don't see that. How could you possibly have future back problems? You know what I mean?
Well, what I said was my propensity to have back problems in the future is greatly increased because of my back problems in the past. I don't have a disc, right? You have a disc, and it goes like this. I don't, so it's just like this all the time, just rubbing.
How do you not feel it then?
You don't have nerves in your discs.
What about the spine on spine though? You ain't got nerves in your spine neither.
You don't have nerves in bone.
Huh. Is there a freaking a nerve that goes through your spine though?
Yeah, but it's not through your
Spinal
spine,
cord.
it's around your spine.
Oh, what about your spinal cord? Isn't that going through your spine?
Maybe.
You know
Is
how
that
vertebrae have like a hole in the middle of them?
Yeah.
Is that not your spinal cord, which is like the biggest nerve? Is that not it? Or am I just speaking malarkey?
I don't know if spinal cord's a nerve. I really don't know.
Well, I just thought like, you know, like if you like just stab someone right in the...
Spinal.
Yeah, that shit's spinal. You know what I mean? What are you finding? So the spinal cord does go through your vertebrae, eh? I can tell by your hmms. Does it have pain receptors?
Trying to.
It might not. Your brain does it, and it's connected. You know, seems like it would be at least. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Huh. See, spinal.
It's spinal.
That's what I was telling you before.
I don't know, because it's like when I did have back problems, I didn't have pain in my back. I had pain in my sciatic nerve.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
Huh.
But either way, in the future, I already have disc space loss from when I had previous back problems of the discs surrounding my L5-S1. So my L4, L5, and my S1, S2, both disc space loss, which means that my disc has shrunk a little bit, not as hydrated, more likely to pop out. Since I don't have a disc betwixt those, also more likely to have problems with those discs, because it's like...
Right, it's all out of whack already.
Well, it's like imagine... Imagine...
Well, we got some activities going on.
Imagine this, alright? We got tons of these. Okay, imagine this. Okay. This is your spine. This is your disc. Okay? So it's all, compressing, right?
Some more than others, if you know what I mean.
Yes. No, I don't. but imagine. You have a ton of these, right? You have this.
Okay.
You have this stacked to here. Okay?
Right.
So what that does is when there's a little bit of compression anywhere, it sends a chain of compression all the way through. Right? So now you remove one of these. The compression right here is much more jarring. So this one and this one that would be up here are going to take more damage because the chain of compression is not all there. So it's much more likely for this disc above the one that got removed to go bad because this one's not here. But
how long does that take, do you know?
it just depends. I went and got it checked and they were like, looks good. I was like, hell yeah.
Well, how do they check it?
MRI.
So they see all the other discs and they're like, they look the same, so you're fine.
Yes. Well, they compared it to my previous MRI.
Okay. Yeah,
but they're going to be able to fix it. You know what I mean?
Right, they'll put a little airbag in you or something.
They literally kind of already can fix it.
Oh, just got a text. Service went great yesterday. And then I didn't get the rest of it because it disappeared.
A customer?
Yeah. Basically, we do have a cool business concept that we're improving upon right now. First off, luckily, with my foresight, I don't have. I am believing that you're just going to be all right.
It'll buff out.
Yeah. Anyhow, the Facebook reviews, I feel, are going to be a very big improvement. And here's why. So we do door-to-door sales, home improvement, right? Home improvement has to be local. Okay? So just blaring, like billboard ads work good for local businesses, per se. Like that's a type of marketing that you would use if it's a local place. You seen Dreamwalk on a billboard, and then you looked it up, and you went to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's the type of local marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The social media is hybrid, so it can be localized, but it also can be generalized, right? Facebook neighborhood page is as local as it gets.
Very local.
Very local, as you would say. So anyways, got incentive. We need to come up with an incentive. I mean, we could do it, actually.
Gift card.
Gift card crushes.
$15 gift card if you put it on your Facebook and show me. They're like, okay.
True.
Cost them nothing. Cost you $15.
Right. I do also think that just being hospitable and going back and building a bit of rapport with the homeowners after the service is done.
True.
And you just stop back by and you're like, this is great. So they told me they put in 20 bags of insulation. So that's freaking $2,000 of free insulation you just got.
Mm-hmm.
So if it wouldn't be too much to ask if you could just post it on your Facebook, neighborhood Facebook page. Because we're just wanting to help out the rest of your neighbors. But if you don't feel inclined to, no worries. But I mean, obviously, you seem to have liked the service. You know what I mean? And then just chat at them for a little bit.
Right.
But that reaction could be a type of thing that literally takes it from having to... Like, what if it cut the amount of fall-through jobs in half? Because they're like, well, I set it up because I seen it, all my other neighbors getting it done on Facebook.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if we were talking, like, the last few weeks, we have got enough jobs, but it's that the fall-through rate was high.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that, you know what I mean? And doubled with the AI text that they're going to be receiving.
True.
That's solid.
Plus just the familiarity of being like, you knock on their door instead of just being another door knocker.
For sure.
It's like, oh,
yeah.
I saw you on their Facebook page. They said you did a great job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's solid.
Takes away a lot of...
Yeah, I think we're going to come at it. There's just no way that if another insulation company, we're looking for you out there. If you guys come and try and take our jobs,
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you. Spinal. I'll go for the spinal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a threat. Can you say stuff like that? Is that legal? Trapped up. Find yourself between...
How do you catch a bear?
How do you?
Traps! You asked for a joke earlier.
Sure I did.
You didn't ask for a good one.
Fair enough. I guess you gotta be careful with what you wish for, you know?
Try, make a wish.
I just did.
Can't have it.
Ah. Well, I haven't had to do with you, so I wish you're back there.
Can't have it.
Darn it, man. Well, you're screwed.
He wanted to see me naked. That's what he wished.
I have to beat you off of me.
You have to beat me off, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. You'd tell me. Sick.
Oh, no.
Okay, listen, here's what happened recently, guys. Super Bowl party. Okay.
Right.
At the Super Bowl party. This is where we are. It was the Super Bowl party at a friend's house. Okay. Our friend, we'll call him Hefe,
Reasonable name.
does happen to put on the most immaculate spreads
He crushes.
in the entire world.
He crushes.
Maybe
Jeffrey,
not.
if you ever listen to this,
I rub you.
crush. Yeah.
I rub you and I owe you one. I don't know where I'm going with this, man. I was just saying stuff. He made these wings. They were smoked and then fried, and they were so good. And I've been thinking about
I
those
thought you were going
wings.
to talk about homeboy that was trying to dog on Liam for taking BTC.
Well, you know what? I will.
Let it out on the air. Let it out on the net. Let him know.
This goes for all of you. You try and dog on any of my friends, and you're being rude about it. It's being nasty. Watch out.
He'll pull up the facts.
I got the receipts. I don't just
say things.
Don't just say shit.
What is that Eminem bar? Say these things.
I am whatever I say I am. And if I wasn't, why would I say I am? Okay?
Hey, I mean...
Anyways, this guy was trying to pick on my good friend, for taking BPC 157, and he was like, "You're doing it wrong." And I was like, "I don't think he's doing it wrong." But I didn't want to butt in. I was like, "Let him talk. I don't have to defend my friend all the time." But then he just kept hounding my boy, and I was like, "Okay, well, here's the truth." And I show him the truth. I put it in his face like this. He's the bad guy in this scenario, and this is the truth. It's hard with the truth right in front of your face like that. It's hard to ignore it, isn't it?
Don't you just want to do that to some people sometimes?
Yeah, especially if they're being dicks to my friends.
What if they're being stupid?
Hell, stupidity.
You know what I thought about the other
Don't
day?
confuse ignorance for malice.
Okay, but... Yeah, I'm saying stupid.
Okay.
I'm saying they're being stupid.
Well,
So that your quote just...
let them be.
No. What?
Go ahead.
I'm saying sometimes, like, you ever just want to just slap someone in the face and be like, "You're fucking up right now."
For being dumb?
But I don't want to hit them. I just want to, like...
Get them to lock
up.
Like a lock-in? Like
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, just shake them. Get over here. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
You're up.
I'm sorry.
I'm over here to build a podcast.
That'll lock you in, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, get you locked up.
See the noise you made?
Jesus. Well, wouldn't it be fun to have a soundboard? You're just a soundboard.
Like Red Band? You don't want to do Red Band, dude.
True.
Everybody hates
You're
Red
acting
Band.
like him.
No.
Over here trying to jerk people.
Red Band's the worst. Unless he wants me
Oh, no.
on the pod. Or what does he even do now?
He runs a comedy
KT?
show, bruh.
He does KT and runs a show.
KT.
Kill Tony.
It's like it's just a normal
I think if people heard me talk about Red Band, if they knew anything about the guy, and I said KT, they'd
I
think
didn't,
Kill
and I
Tony.
know about him, but I guess, man. You be making acronyms for weird
You
things.
don't know. You shorten words all the time. Actually, you also lengthen them just to change the name. Hawaii is longer than Hawaii.
It's cool, though.
Hawaii is pretty cool. What else did you say the other day that I was like, this motherfucker? You said something that made it so I could not understand what you were saying. Fuck. Well,
Where's
anyways.
your receipts now, huh?
Yeah,
over here trying to
you'd be
dodge
like,
the
where's your Ressies now? And I'd be like, what are you saying?
What, dog? I'm just trying to make an ep on the pod.
An EP on the P?
Yeah,
EPOP?
yeah. Hey, Trenton. I think that's
Dude.
his name. Bro, my boy.
Can you see me?
Oh, yeah. What are you doing? That's kind of weird.
God bless you, Trenton. God bless you.
Dang. He said keep going. Even if the views are low. Slight dig. Slight dig. But, a slight dig will wake you up. You know how we were just saying?
He's just being
a little slap will wake you up. He just kind of slapped us. Yeah. He kind of gave us a little slap.
And when you get slapped every time, your eyes might water for a second. Okay? You're going to be like, oh, I don't like it. Sorry. No, this is what I mean, okay? Here we are. Let's see if it goes somewhere. Okay, you get slapped. Okay. And then you're like, oh, I just got slapped. My eyes are watering. I can't see very good. But here's what happens, okay? Once your eyes quit watering and you're through the hurt of the initial slap,
Right.
then you look back and you're like, why did he slap me? And then you realize, like, in this hypothetical scenario that I'm talking about, he slapped you because there was a bullet coming at you.
What?
It just barely grazed your ear. And at first you thought, shut up, Donald J. Trump. But at first you thought, he's just hitting me. And then you were hurt, so you couldn't see why. But then
Right.
you opened your eyes, the tears are gone, and then you realized why. And that's the important part.
You're a fucking prophet. This guy he got me going on a roller coaster ride right there. You were going Asian. You were going back and forth. Slippity slappity. Clippity clappity, you know? And then low-key, he's just trying to initiate me into his cult. Okay, you guys got to know about something. So, like, in the future, hopefully we're famous, right? And, like, got a good pod and all these other things. But currently, we're in Utah County.
We don't have any friends. Sorry. What are you going to say?
You know what it just ruffles my feathers. It just makes me want to give you a slap, bucko.
Don't do it.
Golly. You okay?
What are you going to say, man? What are you going to say?
I don't even want to say it. I'll say it. We live in the pyramid scheme capital of the world. Bro, if you go, we were at B-Dubs the other day for no reason other than to get some shitty food, which was stupid. I didn't even want to do it.
Bottom tier wang.
Bottom tier. And anyhow, I was just thinking, and I was like, you know, I know what's going on in this place. And I thought you were going to have some little comment. That
I'm holding back so you keep talking.
Anyways, I just know that mall. If you go to University Mall, is that what it's called, right? In Provo, Orem, wherever it's at. The only thing going on in there is initiation into some pyramid schemes.
Yeah, you are right.
What's your deal? Get back in the camera. You're out of the camera.
Dude, I'm sorry. What do you mean, though? The only thing happening in that mall is initiation into pyramid schemes.
That's what they're
I said
doing.
you were right, and then I took a step back. I got slapped. What are you saying? Who's they?
They're out there, dog.
Who?
Have you ever heard of Amway? You know what I'm talking about? Those fuckers. That's who I'm
Are
talking
they
about.
at the mall?
Bruh, that's where they tell you to meet up. They say, well, you want to... Okay, I'll tell you a story. I was just me, minding my P's and Q's. I was buying a shirt to go on a date last year, right? Buying a shirt. Guess what I bought? 2 turtlenecks. Yeah, I did.
You know, handsome as fuck in a turtleneck.
And then, you know... Anyhow, that date went great. Shouts out Briley.
Oh, is that the one?
That was the one.
I'll have to ask her about that.
Yeah, she told me I was cute.
Brary.
You got the Indians mad at us a few episodes ago on the pod.
The Asians don't get mad about the accent.
The Asians now, they're attacking like a whole quarter of the population.
The thing is
they're going for the biggest groups of people, dog.
I love an Asian. I love them so much.
Let me finish my story.
I'm sorry. Well, you
Called you out for being a wannabe Asian.
You know what? That is what I am.
Yeah, you wish you were small. Had bird bones. Jeez, I'm fucking fucking up.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're just having fun over here,
We're just
guys.
goofing.
We're just being Americans.
Goofy grand old time.
Freedom of speech. But anyways, I was in H&M, as you do.
Right.
Cheap clothes made by the Asians.
Cheap turtlenecks.
Fuck.
Made by Asian child labor.
And then I'm looking at him, and this dude, I forgot. It's probably like a Tanner, I think, or I think his name was Tanner. He's probably like, late 20s, early 30s, and he's like, "What's up, man? How's it going, bro?" And I was like, "Oh, what's up, dog? What up, bro?" And he's like, "Nice, man. Cool. Well,
You just said what up, and he just said nice, man.
well, like I'm paraphrasing. This is how storytelling goes.
Nice, man. Heard of Amway?
You want to tell the story?
So basically, Ashton's sitting there, fresh turtleneck on.
I didn't have it on. You're wrong. Wrong. Fake news. Don't listen to him. I'll finish my story.
All right.
So
Well, you asked.
this guy, Tanner, well, you were acting like you didn't want to, but then you didn't have it right, so I'll finish it. Tanner was talking about, he's just, "Oh, nice, when did you move here? Oh, cool, nice. Oh, you haven't been here long? Well, sweet, man." And you could just see his predator eyes turn on, and he looked at me. And he's like, "Oh, okay, sweet, bro. Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I do business stuff out here. This is great. We're actually having meetings later this week. I mean, if you don't mind, could I ask you to, go grab a bite to eat or, go, do something, and we could talk about these new business plans that I got going on?" And I was like, what? Like, sure, dog. You know what I mean? As you do. Guess where he told me to go?
B-dubs.
The mall.
Oh.
The mall.
Oh.
Go to the mall. He's there. They give you this way.
He's got a matching turtleneck.
Yeah.
Same one you had, and you're like...
Anyways, he first thing he's bringing up. So have you ever heard of Amway? And I'm like, no, I haven't.
I thought you had.
At that point, no. This is my introduction.
I thought Marcus hit you with Amway before.
No, it was a different thing.
Marcus wasn't Amway?
Marcus Bender. I hope you listen to this, but like, dog, you were trying to get me in a pyramid scheme. So this dude hits me with Amway, and he's like, basically, there's a manufacturing company that wants to sell goods made in America, but they need other entrepreneurial minds to help sell those goods. So what we do is we build teams of people that have their own business, and the only products they can sell on an e-commerce store are the products from the same manufacturing company. And I was like, oh, right.
American.
The wheels are turning in my head. And then he's like, he looks at me and goes, it looks like a pyramid scheme, but trust me, it's not. And then,
Draws it down.
So basically, if you end up at the mall and someone is drawing out a pyramid structure, just know it happens to the best of us.
If you're buying a turtleneck at H&M and some guy comes up and talks to you and wants to hang out with you, he's either gay or trying to get you in a pyramid scheme.
Right. There's really only two. I mean, what else would it be for?
What else?
Right.
Nice turtleneck, man. And you're like, I don't even want a turtleneck anymore.
Yeah, basically.
Did you wear a turtleneck on that day?
Buddy. Did I? Cream. It was cream colored. Or like some kind of tan, right? Turtleneck on.
Like eggshell white tan or like tan?
I can't even think of what it was. In that range, though. Mm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And turtleneck on, right? Mm-hmm. Fitted. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Chain?
No chain. I wasn't feeling chain, no.
Chain would be bold for a first date.
That was a bold
turtleneck and chain? Turtleneck alone.
It wasn't a first date. First date.
Oh.
It was for birthday dinner.
So you'd been established.
Yeah.
It was her birthday dinner.
Wait.
A year ago?
I wasn't even dating her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it was one of your first dates, though.
It was a main first date for sure.
And you got invited to her birthday dinner?
No, I was taking her out.
For her birthday?
To Ruth's Chris in Salt Lake City.
Before
it got bought out. For her birthday. Before I dated her. That's wild.
You're...
Yeah, I go get him, dog.
Not quite as dumb as me.
Took me a second to figure that out. Yeah, like, you gotta show some action. I mean, what's going on? Fuck,
Totally show some action.
Some Asian coming out. Okay, well, take her. You missed her birthday.
Take her to Ruth's Chris.
Did you even get her anything?
No.
Okay, sorry, I ain't gonna air it out. That's fucked up. Now you probably don't want to hear about it. You're just in your own little head over there now. If the fans want to show any support to Carter in these moments, he could use it. He's going through some emotional triumphs. This boy...
Triumphs or trials?
Trials, that's what I was going for.
I ain't triumphant. I don't feel triumphant.
You don't, in any way?
Just kidding, I do.
Maybe
no,
go
I
again
don't.
with the camera.
I don't feel it.
Alright. Well, this is going to wrap up. Hopefully Carter makes it to the next one. If it's a solo pod, I won't be surprised. Thank you for listening.